Hi, today I'm going to show you how to remove and install a fuser on an HP LaserJet P2035 or a P2055. This is actually a repair you can do yourself. It does require some tools, and it probably requires probably about 20 minutes. I'm going to do this video today in multiple parts. And let's say that you had some print quality problems and you've replaced the toner cartridge and you're still getting some flaws on the paper. Maybe the toner's wiping off, or maybe you found some of that film that came out of the top of it that's part of the fusing assembly or the sleeve. You definitely require a fuser, and this machine, it's definitely not too easy, but it's a repair you can do yourself. Let's get started. On this machine, remove the toner cartridge, unplug it, and get everything, give yourself some good work area and good light today. I like to work with a number 2 Phillips. I like to work with a flat blade, and I like to work with a pair of needle nose also. The biggest thing is, once you get everything out of the machine, let's start off with the connectivity cover. And you're going to notice on these covers, you're going to have to use a flat blade, and you've got to get into the actual parts of the cosmetic plates. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of getting down on it right now. And there's interlocks on the top of this plate, and you can also remove the paper tray. And like I said, they just didn't make it the most easiest machine to, kind of get these covers off and whatnot compared to some of the other models. You can open up the back door. Now, what I did is I just got the accessory cover plate off. I started off at the top. There's some little clips along the top part of this, and then you got to work the front by the toner cartridge door. And once you get the cover panel off, you can go ahead and do the opposing side now. This side, you have to be aware of the power button on this. The power button's a little strange on how they built it on this model. And again, what we want to do is we want to start from the back of the printer on this side. And again, getting a flat blade in there and then pushing forward. And you can see that came off. And now we really want to protect that power button on this one. HP chose to kind of use a really strange setup on this on-off switch. It just seems like there's a lot of mechanics there, and it shouldn't have been that much. That's my personal opinion. Now we can go around to the back of the machine, and we're going to have some screws we're going to want to remove. And we're going to have 1, 2 on the left side in the white plastic. Go ahead and remove those. Yeah, this is really strange at how they put this fuser inside this machine. On these small machines, they just don't make it easy like the bigger machines. Okay, on the right side, we're going to have 3. 1, 2, and 3. And let's go ahead and remove those. I noticed on this machine, from just doing these in the past, that I don't know if it's just how they're made, or it just seems like that the screws are they're difficult to get out, almost like the assembly or the production of this model. They just did things real fast, and they just didn't pay attention to a lot of the little details as far as the technical approach to things, as far as service and down the road goes. Okay, at this point in time, remove the back door. You see it comes right off. 3 screws on the right, 2 on the left. Okay, now we want to remove 2 screws on the back of the machine. This holds on the cover assembly. So yeah, they just did things a lot different on this model. And it kind of bothers me as far as the service goes on it. And I just don't think this machine has the internal quality as some of the other machines. Okay, there's also a screw right here that has to come out for the lid. So we want to get that out. You can see it kind of gives you a hole where you can put your screwdriver in there. And you don't have to take that one out all the way. You can just loosen it up. And then on the opposing side, we have a wiring harness right here, and you can remove that. That's for the lid. It's for the control panel. And you got one large self-driving plastic screw that has to come out. And there's the lid assembly. Nice and easy, came right off. Now, on the back of the machine, there's a lot of wiring harnesses on this one that are going to have to come off. First, let's remove the 2 screws on the left side that hold the fuser in. Yeah, it's a lot of work just for this little fuser. But again, it's not technical. It's just more time consuming than anything. And just making sure you take your time with this repair. So we had 2 screws on the left, 1 on the right. Okay, at this time we can go ahead and start to get some of these wiring harnesses off. I would probably like to go that route. I'm going to close in a little bit, and I'm going to let you go ahead and do this. And grab a hold of the cluster, all these wires that are going through this, these channels right here, because this black plate actually has to come off. So we want to get all these out of there, just like I'm doing. And we're going to want to unplug all of these on the inside of the printer. One at a time. Take your time. You don't want to break one of the pins or pull a wire out of its socket. And get all these wires completely out of their channel. Okay, once these are off, now you got one black screw right in the middle. And we can go ahead and remove that. Now this plate will slide to the right and come off. See how I did that? Just slid it to the right. Okay, we still have some more wiring harnesses that we're going to have to come off. We have a blue one. Remove that. We have a multicolor one right in the middle, and then there's a white grounding clip that's on the right side. We're going to want to remove that also. And then we have a large plug-in on the left side, right where my finger is. There's 2 of them, and it's the one farthest on the left. Go ahead and, that's like a little pinch male-female plug. Okay. At this point in time, let's go ahead and remove this little plate that's right here, right where my finger is. It's got 2 screws. Let's go ahead and remove that. What we're doing is we're just getting this fuser now. We got to remove 3 gears in order to get this fuser to slide out. We got one on the front. And this is actually an area that I kind of think is another bad design. What they've done is they've allowed the front door to disengage the fusing assembly with a lot of linkage. And I don't think that was really a smart idea. Okay, on the fuser now, we're going to want to remove 3 gears. Let's remove the brown one, the main drive, just like that. Just kind of squeeze the clip, pull it off. The little white one right above it, right here. Let's get that little guy off. And then we actually have this larger one right here with kind of like the... sometimes on this one, you almost have to go from the backside with a flat blade and press in on it while you're holding the clip. And by doing so, you can get this to come off. I don't chop my videos, so I like you to see all this because, you know, these plastics and these little gears can be kind of challenging. There it goes. Alright, you can see the way that one came off. It's got a little squeeze clip, and you almost have to push it a little bit from behind. Okay, now we've got the 3 gears off, and I'm going to kind of close out a little bit, and we can now pull this fusing assembly right out. And kind of watch those gears on the left side, the shafts, and kind of feed them through, just like that. just like that. There it is. Okay, fusing assembly's out. So we had a lot of wiring harnesses that we had to deal with. We had to remove some gears, and now you can inspect your fuser and look at that Teflon at the top and see maybe if it's actually ripped, torn, or maybe you're having some quality issues, but you could see it really clear now. You have the orange lower roller, the sleeve is at the top. Maybe you're going to rebuild this. This is part of the fuser that I was telling you about. It's a camming device, and it relieves the pressure on the fuser. It makes the two rollers kind of come apart and close when you open and close the front door. I don't think that was a smart design by HP. Time will tell. Let's go into part 2 after this. At this point in time, go ahead and get your new fuser ready for reinstallation, and then when we come back, we'll